everyone, today I am going to show you how I attach pearls to a mylar balloon. That's when you're doing a pearl to completely surround your top mylar balloon. What I use is the DIY doctor tape, the carpet tape, double stick. This stuff is worth its weight in gold. I've used 9 rolls of it this year. I do a lot of these bundles, a lot for birthdays. This is for a Galentine's event. So what I do is I completely surround the entire balloon with the tape. I just find that it sticks so much better rather than having it just in spots here and there. If you do that, then you could be prone to having a couple of pearls come loose, and that's the worst case scenario. So I just completely surround the balloon with the tape, pressing down until I get to where I want it to end, somewhere near that last bundle there. Cut it off. Be careful if it falls to your latex balloons, you don't want it to stick. That's a little more than I need. And this stuff is extremely sticky. I find that I have to clean my scissors every so often as the tape will stick, so just get a little rubbing alcohol pad and clean the glue off of there. All right, so now that we've got that on there, I'm just gonna press it around, press it down really good, all the way around. Okay, and then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the protective piece. Boom. Okay, and what I typically find is when I'm doing these, I will use two 260 balloons. One can almost go all the way around, but it's not quite. And then you either end up having to place something kind of here to block off where it ended. I prefer to end it up here, and then I can add like a little flower embellishment to the top. So you want to take your 260 balloon, give it a good stretch, and then I blow it up and leave about an 8-finger space in there. A little release of air, tie it off, and then squeeze it so that air will move really well. All right, and then you're just gonna make your first bubble. When you're making the pearls, you always wanna make sure you hold on to that first bubble as soon as you let that go. Even if you start making your other twists, if you let that first bubble go, everything's gone. So you wanna make sure you hold on to that well. The other option, which is what I love about this tape being on here, is I make my first pearl, and then I pop it on. And from there, you can be careful not to get it stuck to the tape, but from there then I can double hand twist my pearls. Other than eyeballing it, I don't do anything to make sure that the size is exactly the same, but always give a little squeeze after each one to make sure that you're not having too much tension. So the last one I made, I ended it on this side. This one I'm going to end over here. So right about here, I'm going to end it. I know a lot of people do that. A lot of other artists are able to end their balloon without using a scissor and just do that little pull method. I have not perfected that as of yet. I've tried and tried and tried. I don't know if it's a hand strength thing or what, but it just doesn't work very well for me. So I always keep my scissor around. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make the second one. And again, leave about an 8-finger bubble, enough space to move that air around. Okay. And then from here, again, I'm gonna start with the first bubble, place it where I want it, and then continue on. I do this so often I make these balloon stacks for birthdays and all kinds of events, retirements, and anniversaries. It's just one of the highly requested balloon arrangements, especially since Party City is no more. With them being gone, these get highly requested. Okay, and also just a note, when you're twisting your 260, you want to make sure to twist that pearl about 5 times. That's going to give it good base. One more. All right. And from there, before I go to cut it, I'm going to make sure I hold it really tight right there at that last pearl because I do not want to lose that air. Tie in. All right. And I'm going to tie these two together. Okay, and so this doesn't look super neat and finished. So what I'm going to do is make a flower to put right in front of here. And we're going to go with pink. And so I'll just make a little, like a little 5-petal flower that I can place just to kind of cover that space right there. I'm going to do 6-petal. And hold on to your flower tight, kids. Okay. Once you get that done, we're going to wrap it around there a few times. Make sure that's good. Let's see if I can do it. Got it. Not often does that happen. It's always exciting when it does. Okay. And so just got to rearrange a bit. And I have a small 6-petal flower. And what I'm going to do from here, so that I have the center of flowers, I'm going to take one of these little excesses and just pop a little air in there. Actually, I think I want to tie that. I think I'd like to put it around here first. And then put a little air in there. There we go. A little bit of that out. We don't want the center to be too big and funny and oblong looking. And then from there I'm just going to wrap that around a good few times. You can tie off the end if you'd like. I'm going to tie it to the back of this other scrap that's hanging. Where dexterity in your fingers is really important. And there I will cut the excess. Alright, and if it looks like it's sitting kind of funny, I'll just take a little bit of that tape and get it in the right position. Another thing I do when making these arrangements, just to give them a little bit of weight, I put a balloon weight on it. It's not much, it's just one of those ones from the Dollar Tree, and it just gives it that little bit of extra because these things are so light, it's like a gust of wind will blow them right off the table. But this is the arrangement thus far. These are your pearls. There's a little flower to hide where the pearls end, and I'm going to take a little bit of that tape, which sticks to everything, as you can see, and just cut a little excess out. Okay. And then see where the most natural place for this to sit. So right about here. So I'm going to put this tape and boom. And it holds so well. So well. This tape is absolutely amazing. A game changer for any balloon artist. Of hearts to add on. And then this little extra special bow, just for a little bit of fun. I might add another, like a twist. I'm sure you've seen the 260 twists that people put on the bundles. Those are always a lot of fun to add. Okay, and so we're going to use the tape here to add these Mylars to the latex. Again, it holds so well. Okay. Look for my best spots here. We've got purple here, so maybe I'll go purple here. It is double pink here, so maybe I should add the purple here. And then I could put the pink down here, keeping that away from it. So yes, I think that's what I'm going to do here. And so I'm just going to find where is that point of contact, that best place for it to hit. Right here, you can either place it on your Mylar balloon or right on the latex balloon. And there it is. And I'm going to put another piece on the back just to secure that. I don't really like how that's sitting, so I'm going to adjust that. There we go. That's better. And that's hitting right about there. And it holds so well. Okay. The next one we're going to place front and center. So I'm just using little pieces about this size. And I'll cut two, one for the back and one for a side attachment. So I'm going right here. Place that on the balloon. Give it a good rub. Peel the backing. Place the balloon. And then I'm going to find my secondary spot. Right about there. Sometimes the backing can be a little tricky to pull off. And as you can see, that did pull off there. You can pull them off fairly easy, but they still hold really, really well. All right, and now I've got the two pieces on, and there it is. So I've got this little bow. I'm going to go ahead and add that somewhere around here. And then I think for a last little bit, I'm going to add a twist here. I'm going to take the same pink that I have for the flower, and you're going to give it a really good stretch. So I blow up the 260 balloon all the way. Okay, and I'm going to let the air out. From here, I take the tip of the balloon and I wrap it in between my pointer and my ring finger with it resting on the inside, and then begin to wrap. You want to make sure you're flattening out the balloon, and I kind of let the edge overlap just slightly. Pulling it taut because you want to make sure there's good tension in there. And then from there, this is how I'm going to blow it up. And you want to kind of pull your fingers out as you're putting the air in. These can be a little tricky. Sometimes they do get twisted. As you're going, as that one did with me. So sometimes you just have to regroup, start over, maybe pull it a little tighter. I'm going to give this one a good pull. And then we'll try again. They are not being my friend today. Okay, I'm giving myself a little more space here. a lot of this is just trial and error. Even though I've done these many, many times when I first started doing them, it was so frustrating because I just could not figure it out. And somebody showed me the finger trick, and that's what sealed it for me. And there you go. There is your twist. So always let a little bit of air out here. It is very tight, so I want to make sure it's not too tight that if you touch it, it's going to burst. But we're pretty good here. And then I push up any air at the bottom because that's just going to start to make this deflate really quickly. And then I'll tie this off. And cut it. Okay, and I'll just take a little piece of the tape and figure out exactly where I want to place my twist. So something like that. Like that. Some of it is good. Place it on the bottom. Give it a good rub. And place. And I do cut off the excess from here as well. And there we go. That is the completed look. This is for a Galentine's event for a medical company. And they have 6 different balloon arrangements. 2 are similar each time. So I have 2 like this, opposing colors. And then I have 2 other styles that I will be working on completing tomorrow. But thanks for watching. And don't forget, always have yourself good scissors. And this DIY doctor tape. All right, thanks for watching, guys.